How's it going, everyone? We have yet another update for PlayStation Plus for the month of February. We'll take a look at that, and also, yesterday, indies took the spotlight with new reveals from the PlayStation blog. A ton of new updates on various indie games, some of them, bigger than others, but want to go through those. We have updates on 4 titles, so we'll take a look at all of those. But first of all, PlayStation Plus update for February. A brand new trial has been added to PlayStation Plus Premium, and that is Tactics Ogre Reborn. I'll reiterate the same thing that I've said whenever these trials get added. Look, it's nice that these trials get added, but the fact that these trials are getting added months after the release of the game is just so head-scratching to me. You should offer the trial right when the game drops. I don't know if this is a Square Enix decision. I don't know if this is a Sony decision. I don't know who comes up with this, but first of all, it just doesn't make any sense to me from a plethora of reasons. First of all, if you offer the trial right when the game drops, that incentivizes people to actually subscribe to PlayStation Plus Premium even more because it's a trial of a new game where the game is at its height in terms of publicity, in terms of people actually wanting the game. Second of all, if you drop the trial when the game comes out, that is going to incentivize people in playing the trial and actually then buying the game. Tactics Ogre Reborn is a really enjoyable tactical JRPG, very much on the challenging side. Pack a lunch if you are going to pick the game up. However, I question, why are they offering the trial now when if somebody goes in and plays the trial and they enjoy it, they're gonna be like, alright, I enjoyed the trial, but this game is 3 months old, it's still $49.99, I'll just wait for it to go discounted, especially come February. It is February, where there's a billion games coming out. Why would they pick up Tactics Ogre Reborn right now, even if, you could say it's worth $50? It's just so head-scratching to me. It happened with Marvel's Midnight Suns, happened with Persona 5 Royal. It's just happening over and over again, where, I really can't give you guys a good reason as to why this is happening. Either it's something where Square Enix and the various publishers don't want to offer trials right out of the gate. Is it because they're unconfident about how the game turns out? That can't be the case because Square Enix has been regularly offering demos for all of their games. Even look at a game like Forspoken, where I think the demo turned a lot of people off from checking the game out. They're still offering demos on their biggest titles, so has to be a Sony decision, right? I just am befuddled as to what the reasoning is as to why these games are not offering trials right out the gate. Marvel's Midnight Suns should have had a trial right out the gate. Last of Us Part 1 should have had a trial right out the gate. I don't believe it did. It took a little while for those trials to actually drop, so it's just, Gotham Knights is another one. Gotham Knights is a perfect example of why is the trial not available right when the game launches. Look, I appreciate that the trials are available. You can go back and forth and say trials are like the biggest memes, and the fact that, they're selling game demos essentially, they're locking game demos to a top-tier subscription service, that is a little bit questionable. I get it, but it is what it is. It's kind of like an additional aspect to the premium subscription. Really, what premium should be incentivizing you to sign up is for the classic titles, or even game streaming if you're into that, but the classic titles. But we all know that the classic titles have been a complete foreign church, so we'll see if that can be improved. We talked about it yesterday, but it does look like Siphon Filter Dark Mirror will be added to the subscription service. So that is definitely a nice addition, but as far as the trials go, I'm never going to be like, yo, trials are a reason to sign up for it, but definitely it would be a nice addition for everybody involved. The gamer, Sony in incentivizing a Plus Premium more, and the publisher in selling these games after people play the trial into offering the trials right when the game comes out. So, tangent over. I think most of you guys agree with me on that, but yeah, it's just completely nonsensical to me, and if somebody can provide some clarity as to why these trials are not dropping right when the game comes out, maybe I'm missing something, I don't know, but yeah, Tactics Ogre Reborn, as far as the game itself goes, great story. If you're a fan of tactics JRPGs, you'll probably really dig it. Just bear in mind, super challenging game, so, might not be for everyone as far as that's concerned. Try out the trial. It'll give you a good idea of what to expect, but yeah, do bear in mind that the game gets relatively challenging as you progress. Okay, yesterday, over on the PlayStation blog and various videos were uploaded, indies took center stage as far as PlayStation goes. A lot of updates on various indie titles. First of all, Pixel Junk Scrappers Deluxe punches in on PlayStation this year. I was a big fan of Pixel Junk growing up. Pixel Junk Monsters, Pixel Junk Eden on the PlayStation 3. Those were some of the very first downloadable titles that I played, and I really enjoyed my time with those. The blog post from game director and CEO at Q Games notes, the Pixel Junk series of games recently celebrated its 15th anniversary. We're excited to be returning to Pixel Junk's spiritual home on PlayStation with a brand new entry in the series. We've got our first trailer to share alongside a deep dive into what you can expect when we launch, so let's get into it. Slam Dunk the Junk Pixel Junk Scrappers Deluxe combines the nostalgic excitement of traditional arcade brawlers with the multiplayer madness of couch co-op classics for a real hybrid experience. It's a beat 'em up that's also a clean 'em up with a focus on cleaning up the streets of Junktown, both literally by stacking trash and figuratively by wiping out waves of enemy robots. Trash means cash on these streets, and your bounty increases with the more items and scrapped enemies you throw into the back of your garbage truck. We set out to create a fun gameplay fusion that's easy to pick up and play, yet challenging to master. It takes serious skills to overcome the baddest trash bots. In Pixel Junk Scrappers Deluxe, you can choose to play with help from our AI helper bot, scrap, or share the fun with up to 4 players locally or online with cross-platform play. As you progress, you'll scrap with giant enemies, stack garbage sky high, and trash talk your friends along the way. From collaborative missions to head-to-head challenges, all of that will be included in the game. Has a very cartoony art style that, you know, if you're familiar with Pixel Junk, you'll be right at home. These games are always arcadey fun, and I imagine the same with Pixel Junk Scrappers as it is dropping on PlayStation later this year. Next up, we have an update on Animal Well and the origin story of its creator. I'll leave a link to it if you want to read the whole article in the description box below. It's a lengthy origin story about how the game came to be and how the person got into game development and everything like that, so check it out if you are interested. This is a solo developed game from shared memory. Animal Well is about exploring a mysterious world. You hatch from a flower and are left to make sense of your surroundings in whichever way you see fit. The world exists for the benefit of the many creatures that live in it, whether they be dogs, mice, kangaroos, or chinchillas. It's not that you're not welcome here, it's that they were here first. Some of the animals can be quite friendly, others will be hostile as well. Very much a throwback visual style. Animal Well doesn't have an exact release window yet, but hopefully it'll be out sometime here shortly. Alright, next up, Eternight is a game that I think a lot of people are gonna meme on, but it's an interesting game. It's a blend of dating and action where players can explore a post-apocalyptic world filled with danger, love, and adventure. The game combines a thrilling romance story with intense combat, providing players with a thrilling, memorable gaming experience. I mean, the action gameplay in this game looks super slick. I know most people are gonna be you know, more looking at the visual novel dating sim kind of aspects of the game, but I have to say, like, the action gameplay looks well refined and actually looks like a very fun action game to play. So if you do focus on that, if you're not into the dating sim elements, I think that element of the game looks super stylish, super colorful, and might be an element of the game that actually surprises a lot of people. And then, you know, the dating sim layer to it as well, kind of an interesting blend of titles. This is scheduled for a release sometime this summer, initially scheduled for release in the spring, but has been pushed back into the summer. And then lastly, I do want to note, Ironwood Studios returns with a first look at the gameplay of Pacific Drive. This game got a little bit of attention when it initially got revealed. The game notes, life inside the wall is extremely dangerous. You'll have to rely on a trusty station wagon when you venture out from the old auto shop. Be sure to fill up on gas before you head out on each trip into the zone. Letting your tank run dry out there is a good way to meet a bad end, explore twisted landscapes and long abandoned facilities as you scrap and scrounge for resources to keep your car running long enough to make a safe return. Make it back in one piece and you can use your haul of collected materials to repair and upgrade your wagon before you head back out for more. A brand new trailer has dropped. Visually, this game looks really, really good, and it is scheduled for a PlayStation 5 release sometime in 2023, so you can be on the lookout for that as well. And that is going to do it for me. Again, Tactics Ogre Reborn getting a game trial. Wish this dropped when the game dropped back in November, but what can you do? Especially, to reiterate, Tactics Ogre came out right around the time of God of War Ragnarok, when most people were busy with God of War Ragnarok, a game, by the way, that didn't get a trial either, but, you know, a trial could have gotten people to check the game out, because, you know, they would have had a way to do so and not drop $50, but I digress. You guys get where I'm coming from there. And PlayStation Indies, a lot of updates on that. Pixel Junk Scrappers, Animal Well, Eternight, and Ironwood Studios bring you Pacific Drive, which probably is the one that's going to be the most anticipated out of these. But that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.